Well, hello, gamers. Surprise, surprise, a little early broadcast we have here for you from Game Trade Media. This is Board Games and Beyond. I'm Rick, and we've got our special guest, Hunter from Steve Jackson Games here today. Welcome, Hunter.
That's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, it was kind of a surprise visit. I mean, it was like earlier this week, I think you're like, hey, I'm coming into town.
Yeah, I tried to schedule ahead of time, and I was like, well, man, I don't know when I'm going to be here. So I was like, I'll just drop by and see if I can get a time slot, and I did.
Perfect time slot, too, because we've been meaning to play this anyways, and with you here, it makes it easier. What we're going to be looking at is the Munchkin CCG, or collectible card game.
Yeah, so Munchkin, you guys know, or you may know it as a card game that's about betraying your friends, backstabbing your friends, trying to get to level 10 and winning. This is a little bit different. Munchkin's like a 3 to 6 player game. It's very much like kind of not necessarily a party game, but it's good for big groups. But there wasn't really a 2-player Munchkin experience, so the CCG is a little bit of that. There's a little bit more one-on-one aspects that you come to expect from other collectible card games, stuff like that. So like you're attacking life points versus just trying to get to level 10 and winning. So heroes all in the first set have 20 life. And you're trying to damage them enough to kill them, essentially. And there's 6 different classes, and each of the starter decks, we got them over here, has 2 different classes in it.
So this one is the Wizard Bard. We also have the Ranger versus Warrior right here, and finally the Thief and Cleric box. We actually have the Wizard Bard already cracked open and ready for play. Well, relatively, we haven't set it all up, shuffled it, and gone to work on each other. We also have 6 booster packs here we're going to crack as well to show you some more cards that are in the set.
That's exciting for me.
How many are in the set total?
304 cards in the set. So some of them are in the starter set, so you're going to get some, like, right out of the box, if you just want to buy into the game and don't want to necessarily, like, you're overwhelmed by 304 cards.
Right.
The starter decks come with 2 complete 40-card decks. You don't have to, you can just play with that. And it comes, in the first print, it comes with an extra booster in there. So
nice.
You get a little bit extra. But yeah, 304 cards in the set, so there's a ton of extra stuff you can add to it if you want to customize your deck however you want. One thing I did note game design is Eric Lang and Kevin Wilson, so guys that have done lots of stuff in the past, but not really for SJ Games in the past. So this is a kind of a new experience for us working with those guys. They've been awesome. So
very cool.
Just wanted to put that out there. So
inside the starter box, you're going to get 2 starter decks. So we got the Bard themed and the Wizard themed.
Yes.
A booster pack and your level counter.
Yep, level counter, and then you have a runaway token for both players, and you got a D6, and you got the rule sheet.
This is a card list for each deck.
Yes.
So it has all 6 decks and the cards that you'll find inside of them. So that's pretty nice.
It's useful to have in case you want to get, like, best way to introduce someone to a game, I think, is via the starter deck. So once you start even customizing decks, have that around so you can be like, oh, I want to get my friend into it. I'll rebuild the starter decks, essentially. So
it's very nice.
And a bunch of tokens.
And
that'll represent gold. It'll represent life totals. There's other stuff that they might represent in the game. We just give you kind of generic tokens to work with. And the first frame, like I mentioned, comes with the booster pack. After that, they'll just be the starter decks, but we had the extra booster packs to put in.
So what do we want to do first? Do we want to crack a booster pack?
Let's play it real quick, so you have a frame of reference, and then we'll get into the card crack over there.
Okay.
So I'll be the wizard.
And I'll be the rock and roller, the bard.
I love the bards. And that's another cool thing, actually. We had different artists do each of the classes. So if you're a fan of John Kovalik, pretty much every deck has a little bit of John Kovalik, and he did all the neutral cards.
Okay.
But the class-specific cards are all done by different artists. That's Larda Souza did the Orc Bard.
Okay.
And Ian McGinty did the Wizard. He's now working Nickelodeon.
Well, let's show a close-up of the Orc and the Wizard.
Absolutely. Here. So we got the Wizard here.
All right. Johnny's running from the switcher to here. We need more camera people. We're a little short-staffed today.
That's what happens when I just drop by and don't. There's no.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We've got one of our guys is at the doctor's today. You know, as it will be, and then Josh is in Florida with his dad playing baseball and doing some stuff like that.
Nice. Perfect. So that's the human wizard, and then we've got the Orc Bard.
That Orc Bard looks
I love
just
the Orc
rock
Bard.
and
The
roll.
theme is just so cool with these guys. I love it. Human Wizard's cute as well. Got some fun stuff. So you'll notice they have a zap ability on each of them.
Okay.
That's kind of their innate skill, what their deck's kind of built around. The Human Wizard is about... oops, wrong way. There we go. Human Wizard's about making mischief cards cheaper. Mischiefs are kind of like spells, one-time use cards that are just played face up and you do an effect. The Orc Bard can move cards from your stash to your hand. I'll explain the stash in a second,
Okay.
but it can be really strong.
All right.
So yeah, let's put these out here. Where we like here.
All right.
Kind of.
I'll put it here so I can read them.
Sure, yeah, we'll put them up close. To start the game, what you'll do is you'll shuffle up. I don't want to destroy your cards, so I'm just going to do a side shuffle. But you're going to be drawing 6 cards.
You can shuffle them anyway. Let's get them nice and mixed.
Sounds good.
I'll sleeve them later.
Sure. I'm the anti-bridge shuffling dude sometimes,
Right.
so I'm like, this is a nightmare.
Yes, everybody out there watching is going, no! I'd like to say hi
Collectible.
to Emily, Matt, and Brad. Thanks for joining us. If you guys would be so kind as to share this, that would be awesome too.
Absolutely. And actually, I guess while we're shuffling up, the reason I'm dropping in, we're actually doing some pre-release stuff around. I'm in the Baltimore area. We actually posted an article about it, but I'll be at a couple stores in Baltimore and DC. We got people in Florida. We got people in Toronto. We got
nice.
people all over the place, California. So take a look at the MunchkinCCG.game if you want to see if you've got a pre-release happening this weekend near you.
Nice.
Or coming up. So we're going to draw 6 cards.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of play open hand on my side so you get an idea of what's going on here.
Okay.
So, got a few different types of cards. I'm going to pull another one from my deck just to give you another example. Oh, there it is. Monster. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So you do get 1 mulligan. In the case of this, I'm probably not going to because I've got a good mix of cards. You want some monsters. You want some loot. So there are a few different types of cards. There's monsters. Monsters are going to be kind of how you do the damage to your opponent. They function off of a bluffing mechanic and they cost gold. The gold cost will be in the top left-hand corner. If it has a gold circle with a number, I'm going to put this under the camera actually. But if it has a gold circle with a number, you will pay that amount of gold essentially. There's loot. Loot has a blue star on it. And the blue star indicates how many levels you have to be to use it. So that's a 1. You have to be at level 1. So I could play that on my first turn.
Okay.
Loot kind of stays in play, and it's usually some kind of a defensive thing for you. Sometimes it'll have a little bit of offense, but it's more about protecting you from those monsters.
Okay.
You'll have location cards. Locations are usually affect both players in some way. Like the Unfair Grounds here. You essentially, when you take a lot of damage, you'll get a gold for it. So it affects both players in some small way usually. And we've got mischiefs, and mischiefs are, I mentioned my wizard's really good at those. They're usually like one-time use spells. They have a cost. Sometimes have a subtype. There's treacheries and interrupts. They're kind of like instant speed things. You can play them at any time, your opponent's turn, your turn. And they do an effect like this one's very strong. It does 5 damage to a target.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's considering you have 20 life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. And there's one other type of card. Let me just pull that out here.
Look at he's already stacking his deck, ladies and gentlemen.
Allies. Allies are fun though. So if you've ever played Munchkin, you might know about hirelings. So hirelings are like guys that'll hold your weapons and stuff for you. And take damage for you. That's what allies don't hold your weapons, but they just take hits for you.
Sure.
So when you're attacked, you'll zap them. Totally legally distinct from any other game
CCG.
mechanics. And they can jump in front of an attack for you essentially.
Oh wow!
And they'll soak it all up. There's nothing that'll go through to you. There's weapons in the game that can block some amount of damage, but they'll still, if you don't block enough and they're stronger than you, you might take some.
Okay.
Allies block it all. They just chump block for you, take it all.
Nice.
So yeah.
Thank you, Bod Egard.
Bod Egard. And our decks will have the similar. I'm going to call that a mulligan since.
All right. Don't throw your wizard in there.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks. So Mulligan in the game is you just shuffle in and draw 6 more. Pretty straightforward mulligan.
Okay.
Both of our decks have the same neutral cards, but our class cards obviously are different. Deck building in this game is really simple. It's you have your class, you can put neutrals, and you can put that class in.
So the class art, I see that the wizard is blue and the bard is orange. Is that the same? So for identification purposes in the card?
Yes, exactly. So, and they also have a symbol on them. Like mine has a little wizard hat. You have a little note symbol on it on the to the right of the thing there.
Yeah, very cool. So also just want to say hi to Brad and Josh Whiteley. Yes, we are playing Munchkin CCG. Hey, Tommy. What's up, Nicholas? Brad Thompson says, okay, for the hard sell in the world with so many CCG games out there, what makes Munchkin version stand out that someone should invest into this game?
Fun question. So the big difference I'd say between this game and other CCGs is the bluffing mechanic, which I'm about to get to.
Okay, perfect.
That's the key. So let's roll this die.
Right.
You roll, I roll.
Ooh.
We'll call that a 6.
If
I pull it out, it's a 6. Okay, so you get to choose who goes first.
All right, I'll have you go first so I can actually see how the mechanic is going to roll.
So I take 1 gold.
Okay.
And you take 2 gold for going second.
All right.
Okay, so before anything starts, you have what's called a warm-up phase, where you have like reckoning. There's a few different steps in there, but the main thing on your first turn is I'm going to draw a card.
All right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack you.
Great.
And I'm going to play a card face down and put that gold next to it. So this is the information you have. You know that that is a card. You don't know what it is, and you know that I've paid 1 gold for it. This does not have to be a monster, but this is how I would attack with a monster. All the other stuff I mentioned, playing out loot, playing allies, things like that, that goes face up in front of you, and that's just, you play it. This, however, is essentially me trying to say, I can bluff you at this point, because you have a few reactions on your first turn. Sometimes, later in the game, you'll have loot out here, but you're really, right now, your only reaction is you can run away. You get 1 runaway per turn, for free at least. After that, it costs 2 damage to run away from a monster.
Oh, wow.
So running away, what that would do is, I'd get my gold back. You wouldn't see this card. It would go to what's called my stash.
Okay.
Stash cards will come back to my hand next turn. So you don't really necessarily run out of resources. You can keep sending monsters out. However, maybe you want to see what the card is. You can just say, take it. And I have to flip it. And then we'll see if I'm cheating or if I'm telling the truth.
Okay. I'm actually going to say take it.
I really wish you hadn't. So now we do what's called checking for cheating. So this is a monster, so I'm not cheating with that. It is a monster. If it was any other type of card, immediately you're cheating. That's a cheated card. I did, however, not.
And cheating is part of this game.
Cheating is definitely
cheating is not like, oh, you're like in any other CCG. If you're cheating, you're cheating.
Yeah,
it's actually part of the mechanic.
Exactly. So there's a couple ways you could cheat. You could be playing something that's not a monster, or in my case, I'm underpaying for the monster.
Right.
So what happens is, instead of getting to hire this monster, it goes to my stash face down. I get my gold back, but I take a damage because I cheated.
Oh.
So it's not huge. It's actually not that bad.
No.
We actually kind of encourage the cheating. You do take a damage from it. However, what that does is it lets you draw out your opponent's resources. Because when you're in this game, you get a limited amount of running away without taking damage. You'll have weapons and things like that. And I mentioned those allies.
Right.
To use them, you have to zap them, essentially use them for the turn. So what that means is, if you can bluff someone into using their resources, then oh look, you don't have a way to, you'd have to take damage to run away. You don't have a weapon. I can send my big monster out, flip it, and then do some real damage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So unfortunately, that's all I have.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is, at the end of your turn, during the cooldown phase, you level up. You spend in this game, you just automatically level up, and you gain gold up to the amount of gold you have, or excuse me, you gain gold up to your level. So during your turn, you want to spend as much gold as possible.
Sure.
So I have 1 already, so I just go up to another 1.
All right.
So it goes to your turn. You didn't use your runaway, so that doesn't change. You just keep it face up.
So I draw my card?
Yep.
All right.
So anything with a 1 star on it, you could play theoretically right now if you have a big stick. You also have to start with 2 gold, so you actually start with an extra gold versus me.
Then I will go ahead and I'm going to attack.
Oh, just sending it in. Okay, here we go.
And
so 1 gold. I'm not going to run away. I'd like to see what it is, so let's see.
okay.
See if you're cheated.
I am
Oh,
not.
no, you're not cheating. So what happens? We check for cheating again. Monster, you're good. You paid 1 gold, you're good. So you actually pay the gold, and you're doing a damage. I could try to, at this point, if I had like a mischief or something like that, I could do that, but I'm not going to waste on the Walking Dread, so I'm just going to take a damage.
Wow. Not going to waste it on the Walking Dread.
So now here's the fun part. Now this goes over to the stash. You're going to get him back next turn. The monsters won't stay in play. They're just always kind of bluffed in, run in, attack you, and run away.
Okay.
The stash is still, it's not technically in like the play area, but it can still be targeted if you
Sure.
if
For like eliminate or remove.
Exactly. So if I wanted to mess with it, some things specifically target the stash. When it does that, it's always face-up stuff. Anything you cheated with goes face down.
Okay.
It's pretty
Nice.
Or if you run away from it. So yeah, so you can keep attacking if you have more monsters to send at me. If you have anything else you want to spend gold on, like an ally or anything like that,
Right.
you can do that now.
I do not have any of that.
Okay.
We're going to say hi to James and
Hi.
some guy named Ross Thompson's in there.
Who is that?
Who's that guy?
That guy. Ross is a good friend of ours.
Absolutely.
I'm over at IDW now.
IDW.
Yep. So that you level up, you're there. We're
I got
good.
my gold.
So beginning, it's an acronym we use. It's a dumb acronym. It's FURUD. It's you flip your token.
Okay.
You unzap. So if anything was zapped, you'd unzap it. You have a reckoning step. Reckoning. There's certain cards that'll reference like each player gains a gold during the reckoning or something like that.
All right.
And then you unstash. When you unstash, you flip all the cards face down and put them in your hand, and then you draw.
So if I had a row of stash, all of that would come back to my hand?
Exactly,
Wow.
yeah.
And there's no maximum hand size?
No maximum hand
Wow,
size.
okay.
Yeah, you pretty much we wanted to be at the end of a game. You don't have to choose between, oh, I want to play a monster, or I want to play this cool mischief. We want you to do as much stuff as you have gold to do.
Cool.
Gold is the resource. Gold is the key.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I'm level 2. I'm going to play the Stick of Suffering. So I'm going to put this on the camera because this is kind of a interesting one here. So these are weapons.
Okay.
Weapons are pretty common in all these decks, and they're your main defensive tool other than allies.
All right.
They have a power and they have a defense value. What that means is when they're committed to a fight, when they're zapped sideways, and you're attacking, say you attack with your Walking Dreads, I would maybe zap the Stick of Suffering. Weapons do their damage first, so they have a chance to kill or what we call squishy monsters. But if they don't, then their defense kicks in. So if I didn't kill the monster, then you would deal damage, and I'd block that much damage. So if you dealt 1 damage, I'm good. If you dealt 3 damage, I'm less good. I take
Less
2
good.
of it.
Right.
Stick of Suffering is unique. It deals me damage every time I use it. So
Oh, wow.
it's strong, but it also, because 4 is really high in this game,
Right.
but I take 2 damage. So if you bluff it out and make me use it, then you're getting 2 free damage on me.
4, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
4 is real good.
Yeah, no kidding. For 2?
For 2, it's
Yikes.
really good. I am going to attack you, though, with this monster with 2 gold.
What? Oh, my God.
It's a 2. What could it be? It could be anything. It could even be a boat.
All right, I will take it.
Okay. So, it's not a huge monster. It's Beelzebub.
Is that a cat?
It's a bat.
Okay.
It's a little tiny bat. It's the cutest thing. When this is hired, I can take a damage, and if I do, take 2 gold. So what I'm going to do is, I hired him. I'm going to take a damage, but I get my gold back.
Okay.
And you take 1 damage.
I do take 1 damage.
I finally got a damage on the board.
Right.
He goes to my stash.
And I would howl like Ozzy Osbourne on the stage.
God, I love the Orc Bard's art. It's so cool. I am going to attack you again, since I have that awesome 2 gold to work with. You do have your runaway if you want to do that.
I do have my runaway. And you know what? I didn't like a bat biting me when I should have been biting the bat.
That's fair.
That would have been very rock and roll. So I'm going to run away.
Okay, so to run away, you just flip that token.
Okay.
So running away is, so what happens now is this card goes face down. You don't get to see it. I get my gold back.
Dang
but,
it.
yeah, there is that. But you did get, you don't know what this is. You could have been nothing. Now, if you want to run away again during this turn, you take 2 damage.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's not usually good this early in the game, but when you get to like 5 and 6 gold and someone's coming at you with like a 5 drop, you're like,
Right.
that's probably bigger than 2.
Right.
And unfortunately for you, I'm gonna be just playing that there, face down for 2 gold. So you could limp away from it.
I'm not going to limp away. I'm going to, let's see what we got going
It's
on.
the gazebo, the classic Munchkin gazebo. And you're going to have to face it alone because I'm paying 2. and you're going to take 2 damage. It would get an additional power if you had a location, you know, so
Right.
2 damage.
So 2 damage.
This goes over here to my stash.
All right.
And that is going to be my turn, so I'm going to level up, and I'm out of gold, so I gain 3 gold.
All right. A way to reinvent and bring new life to the Munchkin world. Absolutely.
Yes, this is definitely a fresh take on Munchkin. One thing I've found, so not, I've been demoing Munchkin for a while now, I guess like 2 years, and I enjoy the game. You know, it's a lot of fun, but I'm more of a CCG guy at heart. I used to play a lot of Magic. I play a lot of like Destiny now, other games, and this really scratches that itch for me. The bluffing mechanic's really cool. The deck building's pretty simple. And I love there's a lot of cards you're going to notice. Maybe next turn, who knows? There's going to be some fun mechanics that you get to work with that are like kind of it's a joke, but you got to take it seriously because it does some damage.
Interesting.
So beginning of your turn, you'll flip that token. You'll unzap, nothing to unzap.
Nothing to unzap.
No reckoning, and you'll unstash that as well. So you get that guy back to your hand.
Oh, I gotta flip it over.
Yeah, you flip it back over. There it is.
All right.
Do the whole shell game.
Right. Where's he at? Wow.
So now you're at level 2. If you have anything like loot that has a 2-star on it, you can start looking for that.
Okay.
If you have anything with 2 stars.
The
Bard starts ramping up at 3 with her Vuvuzela.
Is that what it is? Because I'm looking at my hand here, and I'm like, there's some cool stuff here, but I really need to be leveling up.
Another thing that comes out from her effects that you might notice in your hand, there's mischief cards that have what's called Encore. You may not have them just yet, but Encore is an effect where that's almost exclusive to the Bard at this point. But instead of like a mischief, usually when you use a mischief, it's one-time use goes to your discard pile.
Okay.
Encore, one-time use, but then it goes to your stash,
Right.
and then you get it back. You get to keep using it over and over
Right.
again. So it's pretty useful in that regard. So
Okay.
that's some cool stuff in there too.
So I am going to attack.
Okay, here we go.
And pay 2.
I have a Stick of Suffering, but I feel like you might be bluffing, so I'm not going to use it. Let's see it.
It is Freebird, y'all.
Oh, you were bluffing. So you do get your gold back, and then Freebird goes over here to your stash. He has no power, but he's good for bluffing a runaway or something like that. So you almost got me on that one. That would have been.
I wanted you to take it, so you'd zap that.
I know.
And then I
thought about it. I thought about it.
I'm not trying to put out what I was going to do there, but I totally
That's
just
fair.
put out what I was going to do there.
That's fair. No, I understand.
All right. Okay. Gonna attack again. Pain 2.
Yeah, let's do the Stick of Suffering. So we're going to zap that, commit it. Let's see what you got.
Card
It's a
shark.
card shark. Okay. So I do my damage first, but I take 2 damage for committing the weapon. So either way, you got your 2 damage in.
Right.
And he gets squished, but, so he actually goes to the discard pile.
Face down or face up?
No, actually.
Oh, discard. He's out.
Because I did 4 damage to 2, but when he gets squished, you get to draw a card. So
Nice.
you get some card advantage there.
All right. Interesting. Okay, so this one I was showing you guys that.
Not looking, no cheating on my part.
Good afternoon, guys. What are you playing? We're playing Munchkin CCG, collectible card game by Steve Jackson Games.
Yep.
We've got Hunter here. Thanks for joining us, Marcos. Brad also asks, can you play 2 cards and the required gold, or is it just 1 per turn or 1 per action?
So if you're talking about monsters, you're playing them one at a time. You can keep attacking if you have the gold to do it, but you just do 1 and then you do another and then you do another. You pretty much every time you play a monster, you give your opponent all the options of like running away.
Sure.
Stuff. Now you can, if you're defending, commit like multiple weapons to a fight or something along those lines if you want to. But it's 1 monster at a time pretty much.
Okay.
And there are mischief cards. There are interrupts. Interrupts will stop whatever's kind of happening. You can just kind of do the interrupt.
Okay.
And then that happens. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that would be the end of my turn. I level up to level 3. I snag my 3 gold, and I'm ready to run away.
awesome. So, flip, unzap. We're gonna unstash this stuff and draw. So I've got a lot of resources, but I also am down to 5 life already. So I'm going to play Sequined Robes, which won't really help me right now. It prevents damage to my allies.
Okay.
But if I get an ally, then it will help me. And I'm gonna do this with 2 gold on it.
All right. So first of all, I think you're cheating.
Oh yeah.
So let's find out.
I'm not.
Dang it.
It's Beelzebub again though, so
Dang it.
I am gonna take a damage and get my gold back, and you take a damage. I love Beelzebub. He's just, I mean, he takes a damage, I take a damage. It's not too bad. We are gonna do this monster for 2.
Curses. Curses. I'm gonna run away.
Okay, so it goes over here. I get my gold back. We're gonna do this one for 3.
This guy over here.
I'm trying.
He says, "Wrecking house." I am going to, because
It could be anything.
you've had the opportunity to use your gold over and over again,
It's true.
just to ramp up to
That
this.
Beelzebub is pretty good.
It is good.
It's
What a
good.
great card. Is that a neutral?
No, that's a wizard. Unfortunately, he
course
does
it
get a
is.
lot. He gets some gold back from stuff.
All right. I'm gonna. What, I take two life. If
You
I
take 2 if you run away from it right now.
No. Let's see.
it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you saw it because I want to use the drop.
Dang
bear.
it!
So drop bear is a fun one. You get to drop him from a height of at least a meter, and if it lands on the hero card, it takes an additional 2 damage.
So funny story. We talk about drop bears a lot on the Painting
yeah?
Happy Women because Dave Taylor's
Oh,
from
that's right,
Australia, and Australia folklore is the drop bear exists.
Yes.
So this is
The real drop bear.
This is it
and
right
it's
here.
about to get dropped.
All right.
So it's about 3-ish feet up.
Yep.
Show the card in the camera.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, sure. Here or yeah. So that's the drop bear. That's a John Cavallo cart.
It's coming to get
there
you.
go. And he's about to. I'm about to try. When we did our CCG tournament, we had a measuring tape that people were like,
Okay.
people were asking for it.
A legit yardstick.
Oh, I missed by a mile.
All
But
right.
but he does do 3 damage because that's his power. His
3 to
normal
me.
power. Yeah, it does 3 to you.
Mm.
If I had landed on your hero card, you would have taken 2 extra damage.
Jeez.
He's really strong.
What the heck? Drop bear for life.
Drop bear for life, and the fun thing is that's in all the starters. So you've
ooh.
got a drop bear in there somewhere, at least one. So
Yeah.
that'll be the end of my turn. I'll level up.
I'm totally
and get
geeking
gold.
right now.
I love the drop bear. He's so good.
All right. Dang it.
So you'll flip that token.
I will. I'll flip it. Nothing to
You
unzap.
get your stash back and you draw a card.
And draw this beautiful. It's not what I was hoping for. All right. So.
And just for anyone watching at home, these are the starter decks. So I mean, I didn't curate Rick's hand when he started, so he might be stuck with a bunch of high cost stuff. That might be why he's falling a little bit behind.
But
we'll
I'm
see.
not.
But we'll see. I mean, to be fair, you're actually technically only 1 damage behind me. I've
Right.
been doing a lot of damage to myself. I've got a weapon that does
Which I
damage
really
to myself.
am happy that you're doing.
I'm not thrilled. I gotta be honest.
So on a card, I'm going to play this one right here. I'm going to play a Mischief.
Yes. Okay.
All right. It's going to cost me a gold,
Sounds good.
and it's
99 bottles. It's a great one. So you get to draw a
draw a
card.
card,
And you get
Alright.
to discard a card.
and discard is here.
Discard is there. Yep.
Okay. I don't want to discard anything. They're so good. All right, but I'm going to discard a Shrieking Fans.
Okay. That's probably a good one. A little high cost, and then that goes, since it has Encore, it goes over here to your stash.
Okay.
So that's good. So that's one of the benefits of the Bard, getting to reuse a lot of stuff.
Nice. Then I'm going to play an ally.
Oh,
I'll
there you
take
go.
Bodyguard.
Finally getting some blockers in here. I like it.
And finally, we're going to, you know what? I'm going to call that my turn.
Okay.
I'm going to level up
Sounds good.
to 4.
I like that at least.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
So it allows you to, you know,
Yeah, get you.
bring it in.
Yeah, that's one of the design changes we actually made pretty early on. Was a lot of games you get all your gold and resources at the beginning of your turn.
Right.
But we were finding when you get to gold at the beginning of your turn, it's like use all these monsters, and
Right.
then you'd have a whole turn where you just didn't during your opponent's turn you couldn't react to anything they did.
Right.
So we're gonna get the stash back over here. I'm gonna draw a new card. Let's see what we got. Ooh, that's interesting. I like it. I'm gonna do. It's a 2 cost coming at you.
Just so you know, Brad says, okay, Drop Bear just sold me on this game.
Awesome. I'm glad. We got a few fun ones like that, especially this first set. There's some really cool effects. And if you like CCGs, there's a lot of parody stuff in here. There's the Fingers of Explodia.
Oh,
Other
nice.
stuff. So it's Beelzebub. He's back.
All right.
I am going to take the damage. I was really hoping you wouldn't send him in. So he takes 1 damage.
All right.
He has 2 life though, so he's still alive. He's fine.
Okay.
He just goes back zapped. Beelzebub over here. Cool thing with allies, since he's at even at 1 life now, he can jump in front of as big of an attack as you want, and he can still take it all. So,
Nice.
but we are going to do this for 4.
Of course we are. Of course we are. Let's see what else do I have here that it might be. Interesting. I'm going to pay 2
Oh no, I don't like this.
to play Irresistible Disco. Because, this is when the dance party goes. The zap or unsap target loot or ally.
That's a good. I like it.
And I'm going to untap him,
Yep.
or
Send him
unzap,
back in,
and
dude.
then zap him again.
That's a good play, because it was not a bluff. It was a vanilla mental. So it does 4 damage. He takes it. He gets
He's squished.
You don't take anything.
And when he squishes,
You get to remove an attachment.
but I don't have
You
any,
don't have one on
which
you.
is fine.
Which is fine, and that's.
Can we show that
Yes,
that
please.
card?
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is hilarious.
He is vanilla. He's got no text. He's got nothing. He's just
Just
a big old ice cream cone.
That is awesome.
And that goes in my session. That'll end my turn. I level up. That was a good play. That I was not expecting the old unzap.
Now, because I spent my gold on my turn, I'm only...
You're down to 2, yeah,
Okay.
for that turn. But then
I can bring
You
this
trying to set
back,
up,
draw
right?
a card. Oh, what? So a star card, the cost is I just have to be that level.
exactly, and the total number of stars you have in play just can't exceed your level. So if you're level 4, you could have like 2 level 2s or 1 level 4 or something like that.
Okay, so I will play the
Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela.
Nice.
It's a loot weapon that each time I play a mischief, I collect one token from the stockpile and place it on this card. Zap it, move 2 tokens from this card to the stockpile, deal 1 damage to any target. That's pretty awesome.
So if you play that 99 bottles, you get to pretty much power it up, and then you could ping Beelzebub finally and get him
Right.
and deal with him.
Yes, I like the idea of that.
I'm not a fan. If you would leave him alone, I'd be really happy about that.
All right. So I am going to play 99 bottles.
Sure. So you get to draw. That gets encore, so it goes over to the stash, and you get a token from your.
Token, and let's see what am I going to discard. I'm going to do Shrieking Fans again. It's just
It is a tough one, but
Yeah.
when it works, it's really strong. But it's tough to set up, especially
Okay.
if you're struggling on gold.
perfect.
Cool.
Hey, Matt Feinberg's in the house. Says Hunter representing Steve Jackson games in Austin.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I'm out here in Baltimore, sunny Baltimore.
James says he's going to have to convince his significant other about this game. Nice.
Hey,
Drop
I mean,
Bear. It's the Drop Bear's the win.
Drop Bear does it, and to be fair, it's only $20 for a starter. You've already got enough to play with too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just accidentally leave a deck on their pillow. Be like, oh, what's that? How'd that get
Exactly.
there?
And on that, what do you got over there? You just got some loots. Okay.
Yeah, I got this one that doesn't really do anything for me right now, and then this one that hurts me, but it will heal a monster pretty much.
All right.
Get to squishing.
All right. That's my turn. I go to level 5.
So I'll get my stash back. Now I'll draw a card. Oh no, it wasn't that great actually. I was really wanted to see if
5. All right.
So we're gonna go with a 2.
All right. So I will.
Zap it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're gonna hate me.
That's fine.
This is the Ferrous Oxide monster. So you do 2 damage. It's enough to kill it. However, at the end of this fight, squish target committed weapon.
Suck. However, hold on.
Oh, you might have got it.
I might have something.
You might.
That's not it.
That's not the one. Not
That's
it.
not the one. Oh.
So you did squish
Curses.
this guy, but I got your Vuvuzela. Let's see. So I don't have enough to play the old Vanilla Mental. That's unfortunate. You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to be bold. 3 gold.
Throwing out 3.
Doing it.
I'm going to run away.
Dang. Let's do this for 2. Let's do 2. Are you going to limp away?
I'm going to limp away.
Woo! Got my gold back.
Hold on just a second. I'm going to...
Sure.
That was the boss is... The boss is calling everybody, but we're not going to... We can't answer him right now. So...
We're going to go here with another 2.
All right.
This is a tough turn.
All right. I'm going to see what we got.
It's a gazebo. It's 2 damage.
Oh.
And he'll go to the stash. So that'll be my turn. I'll level up. And
That
gain
was
my gold.
painful.
That was a
so
rough
painful.
turn. That was a rough one for you. I'm sorry. The ferrous oxide monster is pretty mean.
Yeah.
But I figured you would try to use that newly minted weapon, so I wanted to teach you about the ferrous oxide monster.
He just wanted to teach me a lesson.
It's a learning game. This is learning.
All right. So, I'm already at 11 damage.
Yeah,
I'm taking a beating.
You're bleeding a little bit. I've got to be honest.
So I will take that.
Yes, you do.
Let's
Draw your
do
card,
that.
and this
Draw my card.
goes back to normal.
All right. So I am going to. I've been wanting to do this one for a while, and put 3.
I feel like you wouldn't say something so obvious unless let's see what it is. I don't.
You let it through?
Yeah, I'm on it through.
All right. Cool.
Yes. So you get your gold back. That was a good bluff. It was a good attempt, but I can't. I'm trying to read you, and
Right.
It's tough. I should have run away.
All right.
I want to see that as well. Let's see what it is.
The lesson teacher. Ferrous
Oh.
oxide monster.
2 damage. Yep, hits me straight in the face.
All right.
Almost committed the weapon. Almost went for it. Then I would have taken 2 damage and still been out of weapon.
I'm going to 99 bottles it.
Cool. So that goes to the
Over
stash.
here, yeah, it's encore.
Nine balls is solid.
And I think I'm going to drop the walking dreads out.
Fair enough.
And then...
One. I'm gonna. But then I take 2 damage. But I can squish something. So I'm gonna take the 2. It's kind of a bad investment, but I want to squish this monster. Let's see what it is.
It is Freebird.
Oh, God, you had 2. So you get your gold back, but he is squished.
All right.
But I would have taken none anyway.
Right.
That was terrible. That was a terrible plan. I wasn't expecting 2 free birds.
They're always out there. And if someone's going to call for the Freebird,
You got to do it.
You know, someone else is going to call for it too, because it's such a good song.
Aren't you, Freebird?
Right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call my turn.
Okay. I need to use this runaway token more often. Draw these back up. Okay, so... Whoa, we got some options here. Got some options. We're going to send in... for 4.
All right. So one of the things I'm noticing, though, is I'm not good at catching these bluffs. So I'm going to go ahead and do nothing because I don't have anything yet that can stop this. So let's.
still run away if
I'm
you
going to run away from the first one.
Okay,
Just
that's
gives his
fair.
money back,
It's true.
and he still has a choke full of cards.
It is tough. Once you're this late in the game, killing the Vuvuzela was rough. If you'd been able to trickle some, like stop a little bit of damage here and there, that was a mean play by me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sorry about that. Here's 4 gold. I'm definitely sorry. I'm really sorry about it. Like, I promise.
It's all good.
You don't know how sorry I am.
Let's see what happens.
It's the old vanilla mental. 4
No.
damage. Yep, we're in danger zone now.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah,
The orc
yeah.
band needs, the orc bard needs food badly.
We're gonna go 2 on this.
The bard is about to die.
Right.
I'm gonna see what it is. I don't have
It's
any.
a card shark. It's 2 damage.
See, the final. It's the final count.
Yeah.
That's what he'd start singing.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah, that is my turn. I'm gonna level up.
All right.
And the games like this is pretty normal. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the games go pretty quickly on this one.
Yeah. So, my turn. I have my golds. I have my damages. I
Flip
have
that token.
this. I flip that and draw a card. All right.
You got some gold. You got some gold to work with. Let's see if we can make it count.
Yeah, let's see that. 99 bottles. Huh.
Nope, that goes to stash.
Oh, stash, sorry.
You're good.
Then we'll do,
Nope, you got to discard one, right?
yeah. I'm going to get rid of the vanilla mental
Ooh.
on my side.
Wow, getting rid of it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to,
Good hand.
you know, I think I'm going to 99 bottles it again.
Okay. Interesting.
Let's see what we get here. Okay. And then I'm going to play this
For 3.
for 3.
Okay, I'm gonna do this because you haven't had a chance to use your ability yet. Because I've been very bad about running away. I'm gonna run away.
Okay.
That goes to, so you get your gold back, and there. So this goes to your stash face down. However, your zap ability lets you get it back to your hand if you'd like.
And I get my gold back.
Yep, you get your gold back. This is why I've been avoiding running
Yes.
away from stuff against you.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
wanted you to use it
do,
once.
I
at
do
least
want
once.
to do that. And then I will
3 gold.
gold.
I know you have a free bird. I want to see the free bird. Let's see it.
It's
Oh no! It wasn't free
Orange
bird at all.
Justice.
Okay.
So it's actually a pretty good card. So
Yep.
you roll the dice, and the die roll represents the damage.
Yes. RNGesus. Pray to him.
So 2.
2 damage. That's fair for that. Okay. That could have been worse. I'll take it. Coming at me. Let's see it. But I can't.
It is the free bird, because someone's always going to call for free bird.
You get your gold back though. That's not bad. I hate free bird.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna. So one of the things I want to do, I want to ask now is,
Sure.
because Freebird is 0, you can still put something out there at a 0 cost.
Yes, there's actually
What's
a
that?
couple. There's a couple of zero cost monsters that aren't
Okay.
Freebird. They're actually in your deck. Blandy McBlanderson is a
Mm-hmm.
0. He's a 0 power, but he's a 2 life.
Mm-hmm.
And Lame Goblin, who does 2 damage and is 1 life, but whenever you hire him, he deals damage to you as well.
Okay.
So
All right, that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
level up. Now I'm at 7.
a bunch of gold.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm getting my stash back. Flip those face down. Flip that runaway token and draw. So we're gonna do 4, 3.
4, 3, says he. I'm going to run away.
Okay, so that goes over here. Get some gold back.
And everybody watching this should, by this time, you guys should all be like, all right, we know how to play this game, and should be prepping your coffers to go and pick said game up.
Yes, this is coming out in towards the end of February, but we're doing those. Like I said, we're doing those pre-releases now, where you get a chance to at least get like one of the decks. So you'd be able to get like a wizard deck or a bard deck or something
Okay.
like that. Doing some demo stuff.
Brad says he wants a 31 Flavors of Elementals expansion pack.
That's a good one. Literally, when we're going to cons and stuff like that, me and Ariel just she'll send me like we were running the CCG tournament at PAX South recently, and during the tournament, while we're just like measuring drop bears and stuff, she's like, "Here's a document of card names I've come up with and card abilities." I'm like, "I love all these.
That's awesome.
They're great."
So you're paying 3.
Paying 3. You're at
I'm at 15, 16, 17.
17?
Yeah, so I have a feeling because I have nothing in my hand that I can prevent this.
Okay.
I could do this to walk away and give me
Take
with
2,
one,
yeah.
but let's just see what it is.
It's a drop bear because I wanted to try to finish you with dropping it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this thing, though. Oh, it's close. But it is 3 damage.
Look at
that's
this right
enough.
there. Oh,
It was
so
very
close. The width of a freaking token. Nice. So that is going to end me.
That ends you.
So that's actually a lot of fun.
I really enjoy it. It's the bluffing mechanic is different. So one of the things with regular Munchkin, and people always ask, like, how do you play with 2 players? How do you do it with 2 players? It's like, you just don't, first off. Because the whole point of that game is backstabbing and teaming up and backstabbing. So instead of trying to do it teaming up and backstabbing, this one you just do the bluffing mechanic. And it gives you that same feeling like you feel very betrayed when your friends bluff you and
when they bluff you.
make you commit your weapons and stuff to it.
So that's a lot of fun. There are 6 different character types in the 3 different starters. As we said earlier, you get your Wizard Bard, which we just played. You also get the Cleric and the Thief, and then the Ranger and the Warrior. So there are 3 different options with 6 different characters. Right there.
Yeah, and they all those are all fully playable decks. They each come with 2 fully playable decks, all the tokens you need for 2 players, and they're only $20. So if you just want to buy in, try out some starters, it's a great way to start. But there's tons of cards in the set to customize your deck with.
James is wondering how would one get a pre-release in Canada? That's going on this weekend in Toronto,
That's
right?
actually happened in Toronto. We are doing a couple up there in the Toronto area. You can check our daily Illuminator article. I've linked it a few times, but I'll try to link it in the description on this one too.
Nice.
But they're kind of small for these pre-releases. What you'd want to be looking for at this point, you can double check with those stores. They're only about 12 slots each, so we're pretty much sending staffers with whatever product we have on hand, which isn't a ton yet.
Right.
But when it comes out in February, we do have organized play launching with the game. So stores can order organized play kits from us, or if they've ordered, if they have a case of boosters, they'll get a kit from us for free, just showing us the information.
Right.
And it's a bunch of promo cards, a bunch of alternate art. So it actually comes with an alternate art ferrous oxide monster who you saw. It comes with an alternate art version of Blandy McBlanderson.
How about Drop Bear?
Not on the first set, but we're looking at some other alternate arts later. There's also an Agrobat, which is in the set. So, some alternate art cards from some other artists that we have.
Very cool. And speaking of other cards, let's crack a couple packs and see what else is out there and available.
I'm excited. I love opening booster packs. I've been doing it on our Facebook Live. We're on, if you check out Munchkin, at Munchkin Collectible Card Game on Facebook. I do Facebook Lives as well.
Right.
And maybe not with the studio like we got here, but we're working on it.
It's all right. It's pretty nice here. I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty great.
All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
3 for 3.
Let's see what we get. So in the rarities, like in a lot of CCGs, you'll have different rarities. There's common, uncommon, rare. And then there's also X rarity, which is kind of like just an above rare. Some of them are full art cards. Some of them are just different versions. We have what's called duotone cards, alternate art cards, and there's also some that John Kvalek did. He did alternate versions of all the heroes. If you want to see his art on
Oh, wow.
heroes, so I actually pulled one of those in mine.
Ooh, look at that. So, plea bargain. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's. We'll slide some of the highlights in front of the camera if you want.
I like the artwork on plea bargain. That's just really beautiful.
They're great. This is one of my favorites, Moose. Oops, nope, there we go. Moose. Let's see, I'm going to find my rare. Oh, we got a full art. I'm going to slide out. Moose, you were cool, but this is what a full art looks like in this game. You can see the art's kind of expanded and has the text a little bit lower.
That is nice.
That's an X rarity.
That is nice.
And then my rare is a Bard card, the one-hit wonder.
Nice.
He's got hammer pants and a pompadour. 3 cost, has a 5. Wow. Okay, so that's really good. He's 3 cost. He's got a 5 power. But if he survives the fight, you squish him. So
nice.
He's like a one hit. He's literally one hit wonder. Hits you once and he's gone.
So I got my rares are Stomp, Stomp, Stomp,
Nice.
and the Wizard.
You're a jerk. I love it. This is great. I want this so bad. So I mentioned before I'm doing I think before we started filming, we're doing a lunchtime league, and I'm the Wizard. I'm using the Wizard deck.
All
And
right.
we're printing ours out just because it's cheaper to print stuff
Sure.
out than get print full sets. But I'm going to use this art for mine. This is great. Stomp, Stomp, Stomp is awesome too. Play when you run away. When your runaway shows run away. Squish all loot.
Oh my God,
Squish all loot. That is so good.
that is ridiculous.
Wow, that's good.
I also like this one for the artwork.
Rawr. And that's funny because it's squirrel. There's actually there's a squirrel card that goes with the moose.
Oh my
And that's
God.
the squirrel just buffed up. Let's open some more packs.
Yes.
Oh, this is good. These are good pulls. I haven't seen any of this stuff yet. Or I haven't seen some of this stuff yet. I like that wizard a lot. That was a good pull.
All right.
Everybody likes some John Pollock art. The used card dealer. I'm putting this in front. I don't even know. If you overpaid for this, you may move one card from your discard pile to your hand. There you go. That's another mechanic thing. Overpaying for cards. Some of them have different effects for that. Chopsticks. Kaboom. Tax Heaven. Oh, here's yeah. So a couple cool cards in this one actually. So we've got the rares. Even Steven. There it is. Roll a die. On a 1, 3, 5, you take a damage. On a 2, 4, or 6, it gets an additional power. And then I got one of the duotone cards. So there we go. I'm always going to make that mistake. So this is the 3,872 orcs. So duotone, the significance of that is the first set of Munchkin was not in color back in 01. It was in that duotone, like kind of sepia brownish thing.
Okay.
These are alternate art rarities, so that's an X rarity.
Let's take a look.
What'd you get in yours?
All right, so I got Boots of Butt Kicking, which
Classic.
are just amazing looking.
Just a classic.
But the rares are Elf Thief
I like hearing rares. What are you doing?
and Deadweights.
Oh, that's awesome. So you got 2 alternate art heroes? I'm always going to do that, guys. I'm sorry. And I'll move Boots out for the other rare. That is awesome. Oh, that's so cool. We actually used this as the cover for GTM.
Nice.
All
right.
That was the recent one of our recent covers with you guys. Oh man, I love the art on this.
Yes.
These are great pulls so far. Dead weights. If this is committed to a fight and hired monster is squished, collect 1. Oh, so it gets stronger the more monsters you actually squish. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's really good. That's 2 R's. Nice.
And now the last pack.
Last packs. I don't know if your pulls can get much better than that. You got 2 alternate art heroes.
Good.
That's awesome. And if you're wondering, so there's also a couple more rarities. There's a V rarity, which is very rare, and there's a W rarity, which is we destroyed most of these. They're going to be shipping in some of those cards for me to destroy on our Facebook Live, so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
I had to come up with ways to destroy cards, and I think I'm just going to put a shredder. I think I'm going to live stream a shredder all day. Just every now and then people, oh, this is cute. The reseeding rifle. I've not seen this one before. When this deals damage to a monster in a fight, recycle 1. Oh, that's really good. 3 for a 3/2 rifle. I love it. So Munchkin humor, obviously puns. The offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Dewey, Cheatham. If you like CCG puns, the Explodia's ring finger. Oh, I got a V.
I got a V too.
Oh, what? We both. Okay, so let's do our rares first. Keep the V.
Okay.
I'll take your rare and I'll put them in front. Let's see what we got here. So these are our rares. Nope, I had it right. I'm so bad at this. Oh, nice, forked. So forked is you do get 1 in the wizard starter deck, but it's really good. It copies a mischief spell.
Okay.
Super good. And I've got Elf Commune. It's a location. If a hero has exactly 2 cards in their hand during the reckoning step, that's that beginning of the turn step. They draw 2 cards. Wow,
Nice.
that's really good. That's awesome.
All right, so our V's.
I think this is gonna be interesting. Mine's weird. Oh, they're both thief cards. That's cool. There we go. So mine is Charm of Cheating. Zap your hero to take 1 gold. That's that's simple, but it's really,
Really
good.
good.
It's a one level. Just being able to get additional gold beginning of the turn. Hurt Nazi. What is this? Comes into play zapped. So what that means, it is still in effect when it's zapped. There are some locations though that affect both players, and you can squish to essentially get rid of a location. We wanted to make sure that both players had a turn at it.
Okay.
So zapped, and it does. If a hero's been caught cheating this turn, oh wow. So that's perfect for the thief. So if you notice that you've caught cheating, it gives more power. The thief works like you want to get caught cheating constantly with the thief. There's effects called sketchy. If you're caught cheating in that turn, they'll get additional effects. There's a leg breaker Joe. It's one of my favorite cards. He's just a 2-drop. You send him in there. He's a 2 damage, but if he's in your stash and you've been caught cheating that turn, you can squish him to do 3 damage. He's just like a bomb that goes off.
Oh my gosh.
It's great.
So
So these are great pulls. You got some nice stuff.
before, did you already look at the healing salvo?
Oh,
That's a
nice.
full
I
art.
can put that in front. These are the ones you already opened, right? Yeah.
So in the Bard Wizard starter, there was also a pack,
Nice.
and I want to say the other one is right there.
Oh yeah. That's
Those
awesome.
are both X cards.
That was a good pull. So that's the final countdown. Sticking it. That you notice we played Bod E-Guard. This would be a card that he could get rid of.
Okay.
Stick this to target hero card. That hero takes 1 damage each time they draw a card. Our Jimmy in our IT department is also part of our league. He's using a Bard deck that forces you to draw cards and do damage to them, and that's one of his
Man.
cards that he's using. That's great.
Yeah, so those are all great pulls.
Yeah, awesome pulls. I love it. Yeah.
Wow.
You had some alt arts. You got a bunch of pretty hard to find stuff. Actually,
And what's funny is he pulled these out of a box and said, "Here, we'll unbox."
I just had them on me. So let's
Perfect.
do it. Why not? Let's open some packs.
I love it.
I'm always down to open some packs. So yeah,
Heck yeah.
if you wanna see more pack openings stuff like that on ours, check us out. Munchkin CCG or Munchkin Collectible Card Game on Facebook. I'll be finishing off a booster box on there pretty soon.
Nice.
So we had a really good run of 4 boosters where it was a VVW.
Oh,
it
wow.
was like, I don't think I could beat that, but we'll try.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out more about all the Steve Jackson Games line of product, where would they go?
So for like all our other games, sjgames.com, but for this one, we actually have a new website, munchkinccg.game.
Okay.
Probably the best place to look. We do strategy articles. We're doing interviews with the artists, stuff like that.
Nice.
Pretty much a new article every week, and once the game's getting closer or out, we'll have even more content on there.
Very cool. So as we always say here, is go support your friendly local game store. Let them know that you saw this video, that you are wanting to make sure that you have a army of drop bears available, and let them know that order Munchkin's CCG now.
Yes.
Get it in their store and have it available for you. Get those pre-orders in.
Pre-orders always help, and they let reserve. This is selling out already. I think we're somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd printing from our side,
Wow.
and it hasn't even hit stores. So we are going to have as much product as possible on hand, and if it's not, if it runs out pretty quick, we will be getting more out there very shortly after there. So there's a lot on its way. We're really excited about this one.
And then make sure you're keeping tabs on this game as more announcements are going to be coming out as the year progresses at like Gamma and
Yes,
other events.
absolutely. We'll be at Gamma, of course, and this is our 2nd set's already at print, Desolation of Blarg.
Okay.
And then I just saw some new cards made for the 3rd set, Fashion Furious. So I think we're on set 4 now as far as design.
Wow. So there's going to be a lot coming out. So go to your local game store, let them know you want to play it, get some demos in, start building up your decks, and hopefully there will be like a world championship event that you can participate somewhere.
If you have plans, Gen Con.
Okay, well there it is.
Try planning for that.
This has been Board Games and Beyond, everybody. I'm Rick. This is Hunter, and we will see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.